Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Kimberly, also known as SockBunny. This is episode 8 of Let's Play SimCity 5. I'm recording in sunny Florida in the United States of America, and our city has grown up quite a bit, as you can see. I've been playing for several sim hours, several human hours too. I upgraded my computer to Windows 10, so I just really wanted to make sure everything was still working okay, and it seems to be working fine, so we're going to keep on going. I also have made quite a few changes to the town, so I'll show those to you as we get to them. You can see we're losing money right now per hour, but we are making money off of recycling and also crude oil. I put in an oil mining facility, so let's look at that first. Let's go to city specialization. And you'll see that we have been drilling for oil. If you want to see our oil map, let's see, that is here. So you can see that we are drilling for oil, and then I put in a trade depot just specifically to export the oil. And one thing I didn't know when I first started playing is that if you have two things of oil that are not next to each other, I thought you had to have two oil mines, but you don't. You can actually just run the dirt road over to the second one and start drilling for oil over there, which comes in handy. So we are drilling for oil and exporting it to make money. We don't have a whole lot, but I thought I would at least take advantage of what we do have. So you can see that we are making quite a bit of money off of that. We are also making money off of alloy, plastic, and metal, which we will see coming up also. So you can see that we are spending a lot of money on education, and the reason for that is I did put in the university. I wanted to research a few things. Okay, so my progression of thought was, first I wanted to start having clean coal burning plants, which you can see, which I'll show you, we did upgrade to that. So we had to research it with the university. Also, I wanted to be able to have hazmat fire departments just in case, and that was really pre-planning for the next town, which we'll talk about coming up very soon. So I did research for the hazmat garages with the university. And another thing I decided to do, and I just recently decided this, I said, well, if we already have oil in the town, why are we importing coal? So I wanted to research the clean oil generator, which just finished. So this has been costing us a lot of money, and you can see that we're actually losing money per hour. So I was going to go ahead and close the university and see if it has any detrimental effects. So I'm actually going to close it, and now you can see we're making a positive amount per money. Let's see if it has any kind of detrimental effects. I don't know if I can even click on this, but yeah, so you can see some of the things you could do. Concentrated solar array, the solar farm, great work. We might eventually do that. Vertical turbine, you can research so that if you use wind power, it's more effective. Thermal reactor, neutron reactor, clean coal generator. We already did that one. I'll show it to you in a little bit. Clean oil generator, like I said, that was just finished. And School of Medicine is required for the surgical center. But, oh, and another thing I got was the detective wing, and we'll talk about that coming up too. So I just wanted to show you that I did. So those are the two major changes I had at university and the oil wells. Let's look at our city. So zoning is pretty much as it was. Let me look at it from my typical view over here. Zoning is pretty much as it was. Oh, I guess I don't exactly need residential zoning over here where we have the drills. Probably not needed there. Okay, so zoning is pretty much as it was. We still have our industrial over here, residential, and then our more wealthy residential people are over here. I added some commercial and so forth. You can see our cities have really gotten a lot taller. This is a pretty cool building over here. Let's look at this one. Helios 2. They are happy people in there. So you can see these are some pretty cool buildings we have here. I like how they have sort of like trees growing on the top of them, because in the future we're going to have trees on our buildings evidently. If we look at our futurization map, we've got quite a bit of futurization going on in the town, because I put in a few parks and so forth. So a lot of our low residents went to futurized housing also. Alright, so let's go down the line and look at everybody. Power, our electricity, like I said, we upgraded that to be different power stacks, and we'll show you why. So I had to research these clean coal generators. They have a low pollution rate. Now you don't have to do this. You don't have to worry about pollution. You could just have 6 Sims, but I thought, especially thinking about future towns, I would go ahead and do it, especially because I was playing anyway in between episodes. So you can see the ones we were using before had medium pollution rate, and these have low pollution rate. Now the difference also is the high pollution rate is only 425 per hour. The low pollution rate is 600 per hour. So they are more expensive to run, but they have less pollution. But less pollution sometimes means less 6 Sims, which means less hospitals. So, you know, do whatever makes you happy. And you can see I also have a second plant here. I did have the plant over here, but I moved it when I put the oil plant in, so I put the second power plant over here. I do generally like to have them pretty far from each other, like I said, in case a tornado or something hits them, but you know, we'll take our chances. Let's look at water. Water's pretty good. We are using our water pumping facility over here, and it's got quite a bit of water pumping ability. Our poop is on the verge of needing upgrading. This poop plant is fully, what's the word I'm looking for? Filled out. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. We've done everything we can. Our limit is reached. So if poop gets any higher, we're going to have to put in a second poop plant. And yes, I know poop is not the most professional word ever. Sewage treatment plant. So one thing we're going to be doing in the next town, I did decide we are going to go ahead and do an academy in the next town. And once we have an academy in the region, we'll be able to put in a sewage sanitizer, and that will clean the poop and so forth. So we'll be doing that coming up. As far as our government goes, things are doing okay. We have 218,000 Sims living in our town, and our mayor's mansion is working. We need 90% approval rating right now to upgrade it, and we only have 86%, so we're not working on upgrading, but that doesn't really matter to me. Garbage. We are relatively early in the morning. We haven't gotten to all the recycling bins. That's something you want to check later in the afternoon, but you can see that we did with the recycling. Let's see, where's our recycling plant? I believe I moved the recycling. No, this is where it was. Yeah, this is where it was. So you can see that this is getting really full. These are doing okay. So I did put in another trade depot over here to handle the overflow. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Because the first trade depot I had maxed it out. So you can see that we do have another trade depot going to help with our recyclables. So let's look at our money. We have 3.8 million simoleons. You can see that we're making money off of crude oil, alloy, and also plastic and metals are being exported. Our taxes are at 10%. I did raise the taxes. People started complaining, so I put them back down. Gotta keep everybody happy. Fire. I did go ahead and delete everything and put in just a fire, large fire station. And it is maxed out as far as fire trucks go, regular fire trucks. I put in 2 fire marshal's offices. I didn't put in a hazmat garage. I did have to research that. That's part of the reason I put the university in. But I wanted to have these just in case, but mainly it's for the next city, because in the next city we're definitely going to need it. In order for the fire helipad to be approved, we have to have a municipal or international airport in the region, and we haven't started doing that yet because that requires an extension on our City Hall that we don't have available yet, which is the transportation. And this will all make sense more as we do these things in future towns. So health, I narrowed it down, I believe, to just one hospital now, as we sort of got our health relatively under control, not perfectly under control, but I believe we're just at one hospital. Again, I wanted to keep things as minimalistic as possible because I'm trying to make money. So patients being treated 16 out of 50, no patients in the waiting room. Injuries treated 8 per day, sickness treated 55 per day, and I'm pretty sure we maxed out our ambulances. We had already done that before, yeah. I don't have room to put another ambulance, I'm pretty sure, still. Still not sure why. And we put down one wellness center. We haven't added any patient rooms wings, but we did add the emergency center. We had done that before, which makes our death 2 times previous time until death. So we still are having a little bit of deaths per day, but we're just going to have to live with that. Aha, pun. Get it? Less deaths per day, but live with it. Okay, anyway, moving on. Crime is pretty heavy, I have to say. And let's see, have we maxed out our police station? I believe he's over here, yeah. Okay, we can't put any more police cars in, but one of the things I did put in is the detective wing. Now, what the detective wing does is, it says, while patrol cars can arrest criminals committing crimes, you need detectives to investigate criminals at large. Detectives will park their surveillance car outside the homes of criminals at large and arrest them. So let's say you have a house with criminals living in it. Let's see if we can actually find one. Is this showing us our crime? Let's look at our crime map. If you have a house with criminals living in it, they'll sit outside. So like this house right here has one criminal. This house has one criminal. So the detectives will sit outside those houses and arrest the criminals. Here's another one. This is a hot spot. Why? We keep losing workers. They're dying! Okay. So crime seems to be, even though we're having 10 crimes per day, crime does not seem to be too out of hand. We don't have a whole lot of crime hotspots, so let's look and see how our police station is doing. Arrests 10 per day, criminals rehabilitated 7 per day, and released early is 0 per day. So I think we're doing all right, in my opinion. Okay, education. I did put in some libraries, and as I talked about before, if you have a sim, let's see, there's a library over here. If you have a sim who doesn't have enough money to go shopping, he can go to the library and it will raise his education. But also they raise medium wealth land value. I did put in a high school, and I think I put in the gymnasium. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I put in the gymnasium. That's going to bring in a few tourists into the town. Let's see, is the elementary school still open? The grade school, yes. And this other grade school, I had closed it. But you know what? Since I closed the university, I think I'm going to go ahead and reopen it. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. What I'm going to do is actually play this town in between other towns. Like while I record other towns, I'll play this town in between. And if anything exciting happens, I'll let you guys know. What do you want to do? Probably put in the oil headquarters or something like that. Yeah, they want to do the oil petroleum HQ. We're not going to do that in this town. We'll do that in the future. So this is where we are. We're going to go ahead and create a new town. And actually, I'm going to send 3 million simoleons over to the town when we create it. But first, I want to rename this town. And my friend Shannon watches all my episodes and she comments all the time. So I decided, she had given me a few names to go with, but I think I'm going to call this one Shannon Town, in honor of my friend Shannon. So there you go, Shannon, you got some more celebrity points. I have upgraded all the roads in the town that I wanted to high density. And let's see, was there anything else I wanted to say? I made a few notes. I want to make sure I covered everything. I'm pretty sure that's it. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and start a new town, and the way that you do that is you go to Region View, and this is the SockBunny region. We have several places we can choose from, so let's look. And I'm specifically looking for a town that has a lot of oil and ore, because we're going to do Omega, and that's what Omega needs, is oil and ore. So this has no oil, but and a lot of ore, so that's not where we want to go. How are you? You're not good. It's hard to read these sometimes. You have no ore, but you have, let's see, this is ore, right? Yes. Oh, we might not have a city that has what we want here. Well, that might foil that plan. It's hard to see these. Okay, you have a relatively good amount of ore and a little bit of oil. And oil's really cheap to import, so that might be the way we go. You have even more ore and no oil. We could just import the oil. So, let's see. That's the one that's got the big hole, a big mountain in the middle. This one is pretty flat. Which do I want to go with? Let's see. You've got a lot of coal. This is a hard decision. Let's look at it. It's got a big area here. Callahan Canyon. This is Mason Hill. It's got a big mountain in the middle. Alright, I'm going to go with this one. It's got a lot of ore. We can import the oil. And it's got a lot of coal, which we also can export. So I'm going to go ahead and claim that one. Mason Hill. So this town is going to start off as a mining town, then it's going to turn into an Omegaco town, and we eventually are going to add the academy. So that is the plan for this one, and if none of that makes sense to you, then don't worry, you'll get to see it all if you haven't ever played this game before. Alright, so a lot of the things that we did in the other town, we're going to get permission for them now. So we have permission to build community college, and of course she's telling us she wants us to draw a road. We get the Department of Safety because we have it in the other town, and so forth. So we'll see a lot of those pop-ups come up. Unlock the archaeology. And I have not ever played this town before, so let's pause the game and take a look at it for a moment. Things you want to look at are where is your wind, where's your water, and so forth. So first let's look at wind. Wind is blowing that way, which means we're going to want our industrial stuff to be out this way, which is good because that's where our train tracks are also. So I probably will want to put residential in this area and commercial, and industrial back this way. Let's look at our oil. Oh yeah, we have no oil in this map. We'll have to import it. Let's look at ore. It could be better. I was going to put residential here, but I could put residential here and do industrial and stuff over here and just let it blow out that way. So we'll probably put our main ore mine here and industrial over here and residential. So this is why you got to look at all this stuff up front. And then coal, do we have any coal? Coal here. But again, coal is not a necessity for this town. Omega needs oil and ore, and I always just remember it's the two O's. Omega uses oil and ore. Alright, so that's where our coal map is. Alright, and education, what are you telling us? Connect your city. Alright, we're getting there. Relax, people. Okay, so what do we want to do? We have our road here, and of course we can delete this and make it however we want to. I'm going to go over here and really quick switch to the other city though and send money to this city. And the way that you do that is you click on the city and let's see, I think then we just click on gifting And since I have the two cities selected, I selected one. So Shannontown is going to send gifting. Is this how we do it? Yeah. And this is if you want to send the max amount of money. No, that's not what I want to do. Hold on, never mind. Oh, I think I need to have the other city loaded first and then tell it to send. So let's try it that way. Let's load Shannontown. Okay, any day game. So what I'll probably do between episodes after we get the money sent over is I will set up the roads and maybe do a little bit of zoning, and then I'll record the next episode. This is taking forever. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now that that is loaded, I'll leave the 900,000, but I'll send over the 3 million. Let's look at region view. And now I got to figure out where that town is that I own. Oh, there it is. It's got my little icon on there. And now can I gift it? Yes, I should be able to. Alright, yes. Okay, so now we can send. I'm going to click on max, but then we're just going to set it down to alright, 3 million. Oops. Oh, dang it, I passed it. Try it again. You can also send other things. You can send recyclables. Oh, actually, I could send oil and ore. And I could send oil over here if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to export it. My goodness, this is taking forever. Let's just send 3.2 million. So you can send other things. We have alloy. We don't need it though. Coal we don't need. Oil. We have 5,000 barrels. We could send it over if we wanted to, but we're just going to import it. That's okay. We're sending money, and that's just as good. So this is just to let you know you can send things over if you want to. We're just going to send money. It does take... oh man, did that set that... Oh. When I clicked off of it, it set it back to default. Hold on. Really, I have played this game before. Alright, let's send. It does take a minute to go over, and some people have experienced glitches with this, so sometimes the money doesn't make it, but I think that might have been resolved. So I just give this a minute. I'm going to put it on fast forward speed and wait for this arrow to go away, and then we'll load this other town. And even then, it's going to take a minute for that to get there. Alright, so let's go ahead and load this town. It'll take a minute to get over here. And then we can build the roads and all that kind of stuff. So now they want us to zone residential, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. We get pretty much all the same pop-ups we had in the other town. So I'm going to go ahead and let this... Okay, so we have hazmat firefighting abilities because we researched it in the other neighborhood. So that's one of the reasons I did it, because Omega Co, you're very, very likely. Omega Co, okay, so people wonder what Omega is. Omega, I don't really know what it is, but it makes people happy, but it has a 50-50 chance, from what I've read, of hurting your Sims or helping your Sims. It's very addictive, and you make a lot of money off of it. So it's sort of some corrupt thing or whatever. So yes, Detective Wing reached. I'm waiting until we get the money. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. In the next episode, we will have the money, hopefully, and I'll start zoning the roads. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please do like, subscribe, tell your friends. Have a great day. Keep on simming. Bye.